Governor Mike Pence with me now in a CNBC exclusive. Governor, welcome. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Kelly.
So you've just come from the Forbes Reinventing America conference. Why isn't a higher minimum wage part of reinventing this country?
Well, look, I want everybody in Indiana to make more than the minimum wage. And we've been promoting policies in the state of Indiana that are creating real results. We have the lowest unemployment rate in the Midwest. Yesterday, we were able to add additional corporate tax reductions to reductions in our individual tax rate and an end to the death tax last year. And I think the policies in Indiana are contributing to the kind of growth that we're seeing in the manufacturing sector. Yesterday, GE Aviation announced plans to build a factory in Lafayette, Indiana, that'll pay more than 4 times the average minimum wage. So we're going to keep promoting those kind of policies as the debates in Washington, D.C. go forward. In Indiana, we think we've got a winning combination of fiscal responsibility, pro-growth policies, sensible regulation, right to work, and Indiana's growing as a result.
Well, and as you say, I mean, the kinds of jobs, these GE Aviation jobs, are the best way to increase wages, but obviously that only applies to a part of the workforce. And it's not even that you guys aren't pushing forward to raise the minimum wage. You've actually, as of last July, you've got your local governments prohibited from allowing businesses to pay higher minimum wages or offer any benefit like paid sick leave that's not mandated by state law.
Well, I think the key in Indiana is that we're really focused on making sure that the workforce in Indiana, though, also has the background and education and skills and industry training necessary to get the good-paying jobs that we have. You know, even though unemployment is still too high in Indiana, the reality is that there is a skills gap in our state. I just came from a stop in Valparaiso, Indiana, and the truth is there are jobs available today state that are not going that are going unfilled because people don't have the background, the training, the skills, the industry certifications to fill them. That's one of the reasons in Indiana we've embarked on an effort to make career and vocational education a priority in every high school in our state. You know, I honestly believe that better education, particularly workforce and vocational education, and the kind of policies that Indiana is advancing are the best way to good-paying jobs and to raising the income of Hoosiers and really all Americans.
Right. I guess the only thing I'm wondering here is whether you think the minimum wage is a non-issue or raising it would have a deleterious effect on your state.
Well, I think the minimum wage is really designed to be an entry-level wage, and it creates a floor, a threshold, if we will, for people entering the economy. But my focus as governor of Indiana is on advancing the kind of policies that will create more good-paying jobs, that will raise the income of Hoosiers, and expand opportunities for people not only to enter the marketplace, enter the workplace, but to advance and to grow their careers in our state. And we're seeing some great results. You know, I think in Indiana, we're one of the few states that has a AAA bond rating from all the credit rating agencies. We have nearly $2 billion in reserves. We're cutting taxes, investing in infrastructure and schools. That's a pathway toward creating opportunity over and above the usual debates in Washington, D.C.
No, sure. And look, to that point, one thing that really caught my attention is the fact that there is an Indiana Economic Development Office in Berlin. And that Germany is like the third biggest provider of foreign investment in Indiana.
That's right.
I know you're going to be headed there on a trip soon. I mean, how did that happen? And are you looking at pursuing more specific tie-ups overseas with your state?
Well, we really are. You know, I've only been governor since January a year ago, but we made a point to travel first to Japan because we have more than 250 Japanese companies that employ thousands of Hoosiers, and we're going to be headed in just a couple of weeks over to Germany because, as you pointed out, German companies are a very significant part of the Indiana economy. We just think Indiana is the best place in the Midwest to start a business or to grow a business. We're talking to companies across the country and across the world, and I'm looking forward to stopping into our Indiana office in Germany, but also stopping into a lot of German companies and telling them why the Hoosier State's the place to be and to grow.
Yeah, well, look, they've got some tough issues to deal with as well at the moment geopolitically with regards to Russia, the rest of the European Union. So guess they'll have to make room for Indiana in the midst of all of that, Governor. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kelly. Good to be with you.